did help a lot of Sonic players and Sonix as well. So, pandemic was good for some people so they could sit down and, practice more the game, study the game more. So it was a pretty hard time, but at the end of the day, it was kind of worth for a lot of players. We got Wi-Fi players coming now on, to online tourney. To tourneys like in Miami, we see Alcola. So it's very nice seeing people from Wi-Fi, to be on the tournaments.
That's right. I believe it says not the button check. This is the absolute match, yes. And Sonix wasting little to no time right there, kicking off the fun, gets the double, gets the up throw, excuse me, but can't quite find the second back here. Be able to spring out of action. It's always interesting to see, like in a Ditto, like what move beats your move. Like, oh, he can spring out of that. Didn't know that because you don't ever see two Sonics really going against each other. So.
Yeah, I believe Dittos is always a good time to see where you can improve as a Sonic player or as a other player in general. So Dittos is very important to practice that, but it could be kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah, it could be a little annoying, because now you're finally starting to see what you put other people through. You're like, oh my God, this is what this is like. This is not pleasant, but. Nonetheless, right here, this match still pretty airtight for the most part. I think both sides showing each other a lot of respect, and I certainly like that. I mean, you cannot sleep on anybody at this level of play. Okay, now he's going to go for the down air. Nothing off of it. Lynch right there on that top platform. Both sides really trying to keep it towards center stage, and I certainly respect it. I think they understand just what's at danger when you get a character like Sonic off stage. No hitbox in that recovery. Gets the falling up air, of course. Like I said before, no hitbox in that recovery, so kind of just a sitting target, coming back to the ledge, and backer claims that stock.
I love how Sonic reacts that early. He already knows the way that it should be played, so he, punishes real quick. So right now we're seeing Bladdy doing a couple of hits, leaving Sonix on 96, but, Sonic's bringing it back, leaving Bladdy a bit out of neutral. So it's going to be a good game for Sonix.
Yes, a very, very strong game for Sonix as well, too. Courtesy of that F smash in the corner. I think, his presence of mind when it comes to ledge trapping is certainly second to none in a lot of cases. And Bladdy's going to have to certainly tap into that. Figure out a way to maybe try to get Sonix off stage and try to, beat him down into neutral. A task certainly easier said than done. Tries to read the DI right there. Catches the second hit, or first hit, excuse me, of the up air, but the F smash, he said, if first do not succeed, try again on the opposite side of the stage. And it's very good on him to also tilt down the F smash as well.
Yeah, that was a very good placement from Sonix, leaving him Bladdy to his last stock. So Sonic hasn't lost his stock. He's very comfortable right now, 127. Although he's got to lose it in a minute. He's going to look, ooh, mama. He was trying to punish right there, leaving that stock quite early. However, second stock for Sonic is going to start right now. Bladdy trying to prevent his from last stock from leaving.
As a task, easier said than done. I mean, was able to get one courtesy of an SD, but hell, a stock is a stock, and we'll take it. This is your opportunity to really kick it up a notch and show him what this can be. This is a best-of-5 situation as well here, friends. This is the end, I believe, of their pool. So they have quite a bit of time. Nice, gets the back air. Has him in the corner. There's the spring. No hitbox in that recovery, so he's kind of seeing like another spring.
Ooh. We almost saw a punish right there from Sonic, so doing very good well. Maintaining Bladdy outside the stage, looking at him to come back. Now we're going to try to see Bladdy do some combos. Leaving Sonic's in 58. Really nice tech to the right. Now Bladdy looking for that fair. The spring is going to hurt him a bit. Not going to punish right there, but Sonic's in a very comfortable space. At 63%, he has no pressure at all.
Yeah, no pressure. I mean, of course, just sitting firmly in the driver's seat here at this match. There's the backer now. Of course, cannot quite find his opening, and I like the positioning that we're seeing here from Sonix. Just kind of staying up underneath these platforms, playing it safe, and just kind of checking his temperature. Understanding I have the lead. I'm just going to walk up slowly and go for jabs. See what your reactionary skills are. Oh, my God, and try to punish accordingly. Oh, my God, nothing off the back here.
There we go. Now Bladdy taking advantage of that mistake. In his last stock, 142%. I love how he went outside to wait for that invincibility to go, but now that back air, that back through is going to send him. Very nice frame, but
what is that hitbox? What is that hitbox?
Oh my God.
What is that hitbox? Great stuff right there from Sonix, man. I really love the way that he was able to slow that match down and adapt, but Bladdy, I got to give him his flowers while he's still here. Was able to find a stock courtesy of an SD. Hell, we take those, and then was able to use that to kind of perpetuate himself to single stock. So I think, Bladdy, of course, cooking with the right grease here, but we will see what game 2 brings us, friends. Of course, I don't want to call it right there. This is still best of 5. A lot of time to adapt and figure it out as we go.
Yeah, we saw Bladdy that has a similar type of gameplay as Sonix. However, Bladdy's going to try to adapt a bit against Sonix. However, it's going to be a tough challenge
Yes.
for Bladdy to do. We just said it, Sonix is one of the greatest,
Mhm.
or again, the greatest Sonic player.
It's the best
of the
Sonic
whole-
player in
yeah.
this part of the galaxy right here,
Yeah.
man. And if anybody argues with you, you can tell them to come find me. In my personal opinion, this is definitely the best Sonic. But yes, I mean, just because you are playing against the best Sonic in the world doesn't mean that you can't show what you have to bring to the table as well. And Bladdy did just that in that last game. Now, of course, it fell a little short, but I have to talk about some of the things that he was able to implement, namely how well that they're playing to each other's weaknesses. Again, knowing I don't have a hitbox on my recovery, was able to kind of pin him down in the corner and go for that tilted down F smash. So with this in mind right here, bit of a colder start right here for Bladdy. Sonix, of course, able to strike first and just kind of slow this match down to his liking.
69% of Bladdy and a bit of a rough start. He's trying to look for that grab to do some combos against Sonix. But I love how Sonix plays. He always goes from one place to the other.
Right.
He's gonna play with time again. Time is his best friend right now. But 69% Bladdy hasn't quite done a good job.
No, absolutely not. Kind of playing the slow game here. And, slow motion is better than no motion. I like this type of concept. I think a character like Sonic, especially piloted by two strong individuals like these guys here, it's going to force you out of your comfort zone. It's going to force you to approach haphazardly, to overextend. And the minute you do that, Sonic has you right where he wants you, trapped you. In this case right here, both sides really trying to, I feel like, outpace each other. And again, playing against Sonic is a match of endurance. Nice. Gets the falling upper into the back air, taking him on a wild ride right there. Clean stuff from Sonix. Bladdy needs to answer back and fast.
That was just beautiful right there from Sonix. Taking that stock at 130% from Bladdy, but Sonic's trying to maintain that control out of stage. Bladdy looking for that backer, and 82%, a good way to to protect that ledge. But Bladdy's jumping around. Sonix already knows that game plan. The spring is going to help him to prevent that upper from happening.
Yeah. The preventative measures, are certainly set in place right here, but I think Sonix is just kind of this unstoppable force right now, where I think Bladdy's playing more of like the immovable object. He has a plan, and he's kind of sticking to it. And I'm not entirely upset at that. I think for a character like Sonic, you can certainly have a game plan and kind of hold on to it just due to the nature and the design of your character. But, I mean, what do you do when you're matched against somebody who's playing your character and slightly better? You're going to have to adapt a little bit more here, and I'm not quite seeing it here in game two. There's another dash attack. Bladdy in the corner. Gets the tilt, going to go as low as he possibly can, in another ledge trump. And Bladdy's turn to strike.
Oh, looking for that back. It's not going to work. So he turns to the stage. That Nair from Sonic's trying to prevent from jumping. But Bladdy does not want to leave that second stock just yet. He wants to take Sonic's stock already. But, Sonic for that down to which it works, leaving Bladdy at 134% outside the stage. We almost saw that backer from happening. But Bladdy, doing very good defensive maneuvers from leaving Sonix to the right.
Another dash attack, too. He's able to kind of force his way back in. And this is the percentage starting to climb up here. So some of these combo strings are just going to turn into just stray hits. And, I mean, they're going to possibly get the job done. I think, Sonix, of course, has to figure out a way to close this out and quick. I think Bladdy is starting to put it together a little bit. A little late into the game, but as long as you're still in here, man, you still got time to turn things around. Up throw? No, going to go for forward throw here. That's this time.
That spring's not going to help, but that air that should go back. Ooh, kind of scary there. I thought he was going to take that forward smash to the trip, but that back is going to send him from the other side to the stage, to the other, leaving Bladdy to his last stock, although this is still game two, friends.
Yeah.
So it's not over yet. 144% from Sonix, looking for that jab, and 24% looking for that backer as well. Not going to work. So Sonix is doing that stash and that forward air. Going to work, leaving Bladdy to 48%. That dash attack, I love how they both are playing, although Sonic's taking the best part of it.
Yeah, Sonix is certainly getting the better end of this deal right here, man. Almost like not even a deal, more like a compromise, really, is what this is starting to feel like. And this is what I was talking about here before we kind of kicked off this set. I mean, Sonic's ability to convert off of seemingly nothing. I think it's just certainly something to marvel at. Oh, my God, nice. Going to get the Nair. And then going for the tilted up F smash, just in case he decided to air dodge or try to drift away, he would have him pinned down into the corner there. But yes, and he is just getting the most bang for his buck. A lot of just BOGO hits right here. Buy one, get one free. Going to go for the F tilt in the corner. Doesn't quite get anything. And Bladdy with the great defensive options with the homing attack for a little bit of space. But Sonic's not having any of it, imposing his will into the corner and forcing us to a game number two.
Game number two, and we just saw a three stock right there from Sonic. Bladdy was trying his best part to prevent that from happening. However, Sonic's already had a very good defensive maneuver. You saw how he he started attacking, it didn't hit, so he went back and restarted. Even though Sonic was in advantage, he did that, to get that three stock, from happening.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. Just kind of manageability, not only your tools and your options, but of course what your opponents are doing as well. And
Yeah.
I think Sonix, of course, did that very well. But I think, again, Bladdy, when I look at how game number one kind of wrapped up, there were some things that he was implementing that were kind of working. After that SD that, I talked so firmly about, he was able to figure some things out and figure out how to, fight not only Sonix, but really how do I fight my own character with my character? How do I play to my own character's weaknesses and strengths? So it's one of those situations where it's not so much the character matchup, it's more so the player matchup. And I think, of course, Sonix, of course, playing so well here. But Bladdy, he ain't out just yet.
He ain't out just yet, although Sonix, I believe it's 2-0. For that leaderboard, 55% from Bladdy right now, looking for those hits against Sonix, although Sonix is preventing from that to happen. Sonix is 15% still, search 3 stocks. Sonix getting the better part of this damage, this offensive from Sonix is very dominant.
Yeah, these are just very straight hits as well, too. Like, no, these are straight hits, no trades, no nothing. I mean, this is pure finesse, just pure resilience right here from Sonix. Okay, going to go for the forward here that time, goes for the jab lock and waits it out the option. And he said, you aren't the only one with strings, my friend. I can certainly do what you do as well. And if not, maybe just a little better given the position right now.
All right, so 120% still in that third stock. Rodney, I just love how they both are playing. Bladdy trying to be more defensive to maintain that second stock, but look at that grab, sending it through the back, not going to kill yet. Sonic's going to look for that back, or possibly no, he looks for that spring.
And this is very smart. Going to go for the spring there that time, force him to air dodge up. After the air dodge, it's like, I don't want to jump. I don't want to roll. I'm going to go for the neutral get up. Well, the neutral get up is not a good spot to be in at these later percents because then you have to deal with the back air strings. And that's exactly what's coming out here. There's a back air right there, right up underneath the platform. Then he decides to run in after the first one. He's going to go for a second back air just to cover you in that Pokeball range. So clean stuff. Going to go for the forward throw. Oh, no, up throw. Not quite enough to do it yet.
That won't kill it. Still in 180%. Look at that percentage going up. Very nice spring. Ooh, but that down tipp's going to do the work, sending Bladdy to a second stock. Still 4 minutes of gameplay.
Okay, a lot of time left on the clock right here for both opponents to figure some things out. Love that empty jump right there. Looking for the falling up air from Bladdy. Not quite getting the same sort of strings and conversions right here that Sonix is getting, but trying to take these platforms away. I mean, again, a character like Sonic, that combo starts center stage and it moves to those platforms. I mean, I'm just going to extend the damage for everything that is worth. Nice tech into place.
Right now, Sonic's leaving Bladdy in that 61% mark. Sonic's not doing the best of his abilities to prevent from Bladdy to, take that stock. 90%, we're seeing a very dominant game again from Sonic on that third stock.
100%. Very, very firm, very poised right here to close this one out. Early on the nair, possibly nair into back air, possibly nair into F smash like what we've seen from Sonix in game 2. Not quite getting anything off it. There's the spring, though.
That spring does that work, but then there's not going to kill still. Bladdy saving himself from that possible upper that Sonic could have done. Dash attack sending him to the right. We got Sonic concentrating, throwing that spring, and that back is so good. Taking that second stock from Bladdy now in his last stock.
Bladdy is ice skating uphill here, man, to say the absolute least. And he's going to have to try to figure some things out in quick. Nice. Has some rage, too, so you got to watch how these up air strings hit you up there in that blast zone. Sonic, of course, taking no prisoners. And it looks like Bladdy taking all punishes right now. He's going to have to really try to slow this match down and dial things back a little bit. But it's starting to feel too little too late. There's the string.
There we go. That spring won't work. 97% from Bladdy. Looking for that grab. Forward smash. Both players won't hit. We're still in a tight spot for Bladdy. Bladdy literally wants that third stock from leaving the score. Right now, Sonic's in 124. He wants to look for that upper back. It won't hit. Bladdy gets that grab, throwing to the left. Still not done.
Still not done yet. Job's not quite finished. There's still a lot of time here for opportunity for Bladdy to, figure it out. But, every time he gets hit, it just, oh my God, just feels like it's falling out of his fingers just a little bit more and more. Okay, need to go for standing jab. Nice go. Actually going to go for all 3 hits. Gets the gentleman. Nothing off the up air. Spring should be enough to do it in a 3-stock finish. And a pretty anticlimactic ending right there. Love that right there for Sonix. Just drops the spring right on top of him and closed it out. Lets him know I got the springs and I got the strings, man, and everything else in between.